Hello, and welcome back to Fractured, Season 2, Episode 4. Last episode, we talked about our plans to make a little movie, or short film. And I mentioned that I want to get this ravine done in this episode. That is still the case. We're going to start on that. But there is a little bit of work that we need to do first, which is fixing this terrain up here. There was some weird hills here, and just nonsense that I needed to fix. So this whole idea of actually making a movie started because I wanted to make a path from my area, through here over towards spawn, and came across the ravine along the way and thought it looked cool, and that's, now led to this idea that is definitely very rational. This is definitely a very sensible thing for me to be doing. I still want to make that path, and I think I need the path in order for some of this terrain to make sense. Anyway, I think we can just do this in a time lapse. So yeah, let's do a time lapse. Well, yeah, we've been busy. So here's our ravine. This is our mission for today. Yeah, this is not a good shape for the ravine. So let's, instead of talking about it, let's just jump into a time lapse and reshape a bunch of terrain here. Okay, and taking a look at it, this is much better. The shape of this makes a lot more sense. Really? So yeah, this is not perfect. I do have quite a bit more to do to finish decorating it. I'm going to have the dirt kind of overhanging a bit to just make it feel even more closed in. And then there's like trees and stuff. So I still have to do this side, give it the same kind of treatment. And yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. There's also going to be trees on top. So the trees overhanging are also going to make quite a difference. So I'm not going to stress too much about what it looks like right now. We can wait until the trees are there. I think once that's done, it's going to be nice and spooky in here. The plan is to actually have the entire thing completely covered, one way or another, back to probably about here, so that that's basically complete darkness. Don't know what I'm going to do to keep it spawn-proof, because I do want it spawn-proof, but I want it to be just barely spawn-proof. You might be thinking that this doesn't look like the ravine that we were at, and that's because it's not the ravine that we were at. So that would explain it. This is my base. See? My base. Someday I'm going to actually decorate it properly, but for now, we have a side project, which is going to be clearing out a giant area because I want to make a bone meal farm. Because I am going to need a whole bunch of like rooted dirt and pale moss and firefly bushes and dry grass and all sorts of other things that require a lot of bone meal. And I don't have nearly enough bone meal for what I want to do. So yeah, let's dig this out. Well, this is a problem. Shockingly, my lack of planning has once again caused issues. So if I build this farm where I was planning on building it, it's gonna end up coming out to about here. Except the ceiling is gonna be around this height, which means I would have to redo this entire valley again. That sounds like no fun. So we're going to change plans slightly. So we have another issue. My next plan was bring this area down instead. So instead of this being sort of the floor of it, just go down to the next floor. That space is already taken up by some of the melon farm. This was not a great place to put the melon farm. Anyway, I should have planned for it to have a hallway just like upstairs. And I didn't. So I'm going to have to take out the melon farm. I'm not going to rebuild it right away because I don't need to. I've got down here 12 shulkers full of melons. That's a lot of melons. I don't think I could trade that many away this season if I tried. I am not at all annoyed by having to rip out farms and redo them. I am being very truthful right now. This does not bother me at all. Not at all. Why do you say that my eyelid is twitching? My eyelid isn't twitching, your eyelid is twitching. Well, in theory, this is now a complete bone meal farm. So, yeah, let's try running it for a bit. See what happens. Oh, that's not helpful. I messed something up. I don't know what. So, I guess I will try again. I am about to start this farm again. Let's watch it blow up, I guess.
Yes.
Did I forget?
Nope, it blew up.
Rip.
Well, we got this working, finally. I would like to say, I'm going to link the video, the tutorial down below. And I want to be clear that the issues that I had were my fault. The tutorial was very clear. It was very easy to follow. Fantastic job with that. I even knew what I was supposed to do with the mistakes I made. I don't know how I just completely failed to fix things. Anyways, I did fix it. There were 3 problems. This repeater was on default instead of 2 ticks. There's a repeater just behind there. Again, default instead of 2 ticks. And the last one was this one, which again, default instead of 2 ticks. And with this one set wrong, the stone generators just kept self-destructing. And it was very frustrating. As soon as I fixed that, everything's working perfectly. I am going to do something better for storage, but for now, I've already used quite a lot because after I finish that, I built El Mango's glow lichen farm. I'll include a link to that too. It's super easy to build. 6 dispensers, a bit of redstone dust, and 2 repeaters. Yeah, 2 repeaters. And that's it. You also need shears. I ran it for under 2 minutes total. Yeah. We got a lot of glow lichen. I think our glow lichen needs are resolved for the season. For the server. Probably. The other thing I did is back here at the back side of the farm. At one point, Preston wanted a lot of moss. So if we go down here, you can see I temporarily redirected some of the hoppers, and they come down into these chests instead. So we've got a lot of moss, a lot of carpet. This farm is really, really good. I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, I set up a lava farm. The lava farm is not really necessary. We have more than enough lava. We're good. But it means that if I ever need lava now, I don't have to go find it. The other thing I did last night is remove the melon farm. This is where this is going. I really wanted there to be a hallway this way, and I didn't think things through when I put the melon farm in at first. I just kind of went, I'm going to dig out a space and put a melon farm. And then I did. And then shortly after finishing, I went, wait, oh no, that's where I needed to put things. So anyways, I didn't need the melon farm anymore. So yeah, I am going to decorate this next, I think. I might have gotten enthusiastic about decorating. So, yeah. There's my bone meal farm in there. Here's this hallway. I am going to have it turn and go into that room. Not really for any reason other than wanting the hallway. Here we've got Glow Lichen farm. This farm does firefly bushes, and short dry grass. In theory, it could also probably be rigged up to do tall, but as usual, I am going to link to the tutorial that I got this from. It's a really quick little one. It's very good. The original tutorial has a chest here, which does make sense because then everything gets contained within this and picked up through the hoppers. It's just, if you do that, then the tall dry grass or the dry grass is not big enough. You end up not being able to access that. The next thing that we want to do, I think I'll probably put it just right here. I need a mud machine. Going back to Ilmango for that one, it's just, I need mud. I need lots of mud. Because that's going to work really well for the paths and for the ravine. So yeah, I need to have a mud machine. I have made some changes to the bone meal farm. The biggest one is, as you can see right there, I have replaced the moss on this side of the farm with pale moss. The farm produces both pale moss and regular moss, and then of course all the things that grow on those. And then over here around back, I have modified the farm so that the last two composters, or last two pairs of composters, I guess, got replaced with just hoppers and chests so that we can store a whole bunch of both moss and pale moss. So originally this was just a temporary thing that I just wanted to have some moss coming in. And I set a bunch aside over here for Preston, which I forgot to put a sign up. I'm going to have to fix that. I want some for myself. I need moss and I need pale moss and I need the carpets for both. So I think what I'm going to do is make this permanent. And I am going to have the stuff dump out into water. You know, there's going to be a water stream that brings it up over here. And then I'm going to have some storage along here, I think. I think that's the way I'm going to go. I think redoing these last couple things here to put stuff into a water stream that gets put into storage or whatever, I think that's something I'm going to try doing on stream tonight. Did you guys know that I stream every week now? Every Wednesday evening at about 7 o'clock Eastern. I've been doing it for a few weeks. I had streamed in the past and then I stopped for a while. But now I'm back to it and it's really fun and you should join me. It's a good time for everybody. Everybody has fun. It's the law. So yeah, I will be back, I guess, after stream tonight. So stream did not go according to plan. I did eventually get something kind of working with a lot of help from Weird and Bearded. So thank you very much for that. And then afterwards I came in and filled it in. So what we got done on stream, if I can get out of here, basically just these shulker loaders, which were modified from the original design so that it uses crafters, and the crafters create shulker boxes so that we can store effectively a whole lot more. Because in a barrel, you can only store 27 shulker boxes. This let me have 64 for shulker loader. So that's a lot more. Yeah. Anyways, after that, I came back and added this, which is a lot of hoppers. And I've actually cut it back to just the final row of composters is getting redirected to send stuff up there. And I've got shulker loaders set up for, I don't think I have one of everything yet. Okay, so this first one, we've already got 8 shulker boxes full of moss blocks. Then I've got moss carpets. I've got 7 shulkers of pale moss blocks. 2 shulkers of pale moss carpets. This one is going to be azalea. This one is going to be flowering azalea. And this one, eventually, is going to be bone blocks. So, as you can see over here, I redirected things slightly instead of having chests. It now comes down, and somewhere in here, there's a crafter. And the crafter takes the bone meal, converts it to bone blocks, dumps it out into the pot, which hopper chains down to here. And if I open that shulker box, a fair amount of bone blocks in it already. I've got another entire shulker somewhere of bone blocks that I have crafted from bone meal manually. I've also been extending the decorations a little bit, as you can see. There's one other thing that I need to show you from in here. In order to get the water streams working right, I needed honey blocks. And that meant that I needed bees. And look, we have bee nests and beehives. Anyway, the plan for this episode was to do that ravine. And we got started. But then I needed stuff, and that meant building farms, and then more farms, and then more farms. And a whole lot of troubleshooting and other stuff. So, we did not get as far as we were supposed to today. Well, that was rude. The game crashed on me. Anyways, this, I think, is enough productivity to justify calling it an episode, because this has been a fair bit of work. So I am going to stop here, and we will be back hopefully very soon, because now I have the farms that I need to continue with that ravine. So yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Until then, remember to look after yourself. And in case no one's told you lately, the world is a better place with you in it, and I am glad that you're here. Bye!